All right. Hey, shalom, Israel. This is the ISUPK Milwaukee. I am Officer Kananya, a Salakia to the men above me. Shalom, Israel. This is the ISUPK coming out of 1 West Harlem, New York, 125th Street, 1 West, under commanding General Yohana. We are not affiliated with no Israelite group, period. I'm Officer Kananya. This is ISUPK Milwaukee. I come to teach you today about, brotherhood always, it's a little bit of scripture breakdown, current events, and also, we're gonna throw a little truths in there today as they are coming out greatly. Salakia. You know what I'm saying? We got Operation Reservation coming up, man. If y'all can, man, start gathering y'all clothes, winter coats, winter clothes to be specific, but any clothes will help. Make sure y'all wash them. We don't want to be sending no dirty clothes to our brothers and sisters in need. You know what I mean? We want to see good, clean, good smelling clothes also. All clothes are needed and wanted, but we want to be more specific to have a good target on type of clothes. We want winter type of clothes because winter is about to hit. You know what I'm saying? We know our brothers and sisters out in the reservations can use those clothes, more than anything. Any type of clothes is wanted, but we want to try to target specifically winter clothes. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be at the Menominee Reservation, the casino in Menominee Falls, if I'm not mistaken. The flyer is up everywhere. You can catch it on the ISUPK Milwaukee page. I shared it. And many other brothers shared it. The brothers out in Chicago and Indiana, in those schools, they're making commercials about it. Some, pretty creative, if you ask me. So check that out. We also have where's that paper? I think it's on the bulletin board. We also have the Feast of Dedication, if I'm not mistaken, / Hanukkah, celebrate the real high holy days and not the holidays, man, because that's a part of why we in our captivity now. We start celebrating these heathen customs and these heathen holidays that they created on bloodshed. Everything they create is to deceive, decept, and deter and confuse, everything negative, but somehow we get the negative stigma. You know how that goes. We are yet still in our captivity. As this title is, the subject of this class is called Subject to Payments. Now, did I spell right? Subject to payments. Yeah. Okay. It's called Subject to Payments for a reason, because soon as we are of legal age to work, that's what America wants us to do. It wants us to either get in these warehouses or get in these fast food joints, or just basically become a part of the workforce that thrives and feeds America and fuels America. And they also want us to do it for low payments. They lowball us. If you don't know how to negotiate your own payments in these interviews, man, y'all should have a talk with some of the older people in y'all zones, or some of the older people in y'all households. We got some of us, when it comes to that type of negotiation interviewing process, some of us, we are in the top of our class of negotiating our payments. You know what I'm saying? And it won't hurt to say what you think you're worth, or and also you got to keep in mind, whatever slave you're going for, you got to have experience in that field to ask for such a high payment, or whatever the case may be, right? Yeah, but what was I saying? Yeah, every since we are of legal age to work, you know what I'm saying? That's what they want us to do. They want us to work and and work. You know what I'm saying? Rihanna came out with that song work. That is real because you know they you know the retirement age is like 65 or 60 or 70 or something. They want you to work and break your back until you're about 70, 75 years old. Then you get to retire, I guess, retire, whatever the hell that means, because every day waking up Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, you still have to work. Whether it's work on staying alive, work on your own salvation, work on coming back to the Lord. You know, the work never stops. But America wants to put extra work on your back as far as the payments that you are subject to. You know what I'm saying? And some of them is so ridiculous, man. It's like, why do I have to continuously pay this when it makes no sense? But this is why the white man is the devil that the Bible speak of, because he wants you to keep working. He obviously that, but he wants you to keep paying bills back to back, so you don't never have. Maybe you know you one of them families out there living paycheck to paycheck, or maybe you just making enough this week to feed your family this week, then the next week the same thing. Maybe you're getting paid weekly. Maybe you get pay all the bills this week, then next week, you know, how random stuff pop up when you need to pay it in emergency or whatever. Not to mention if you go to jail somehow, or if you know what I'm saying, you need that money for the bail, or if you the breadwinner in your household and you go to jail, then for that week or however long you go to jail, the whole family is in jeopardy because you're in jail. You're in danger of losing your job. You're in danger of losing your house, your car. Don't let you have a car note or a car payment. You're in danger of losing it all. You know what I'm saying? Just for some 9 times out of 10 to be minor stuff that they send you to jail for. Like, I ain't talking about the serious crimes, right? We all know that the more serious crimes, you know, come with more jail time, obviously. But I'm saying like the little petty stuff like tickets and non-registration and things of that nature, like jaywalking, you know, minor things like that that send you to jail. You know what I'm saying? And that can maybe mess up the pattern that you had for, you know, living paycheck to paycheck or just feeding your family for that week. You know what I'm saying? Most of us, if not all of us, who's in a lower tax bracket, you know, relying on the government for, you know, the food stamps and the disability checks, or, you know what I'm saying, just small things that, you know, we know that that shouldn't be in play are in play, you know, and they always have been, like I said, ever since we were of legal age to work. Not to mention if your family is a good family or if it's a bad family, or, you know what I'm saying, if you had one of them parents who kicked you out or whatever the case may be, and you was on your own since you was a young man or young woman, you know what I'm saying? Or maybe tragedy stricken, you know, and that's the reason why you're on your own at a young age, or, you know what I'm saying? It just, things happen in life, right? And then that's why, again, that's why the white man is the devil that the Bible speak of, because he don't care if something happened. And let's just take you as a slave for example, right? One of your loved ones pass away or whatever. He won't even give you the pay for being off of them days. Like, he'll give you off, but he won't pay you for them days. Like, he know that it's an uncontrollable thing that happened. You know, you should at least get paid for these days because you didn't plan on being gone from your slave just to attend like a funeral, or go to the hospital for these people, for your loved ones or something like that. But he still will not pay you for these days, or, you know what I'm saying, things of that nature. And and in some cases, you know, you work for these companies so long, you know, 15, 20, 25 years. Once you get to the year of you about to retire, they try to fire you for some petty stuff, so you won't get that retirement from them. Or, you know what I'm saying, it's some salt in the game with that. I heard many cases of that. You know what I'm saying? I even witnessed it. I think maybe my last slave that I had, you know what I'm saying? I think I witnessed that, you know. But that all boils down to, you know, subject to payments. Because in each and every way you are subject to payments. You know, so even like let's say, I don't even want to say nothing about that, but let's say you know, it's something natural like having a baby. If you not on no government insurance or not something like that, you have to pay that hospital bill. I'm not sure if some of y'all know that out there. And that's another reason why the white man is the devil that the Bible speak of. This is natural. And you having me pay for something that's supposed to be that's supposed to keep the world going by having more babies and you know, having them grow up to be thriving members of society. You know what I'm saying? Even things like owning like a farm or, you know, stuff like that, or land. Even if you try to buy some land, you still paying as if you don't own this land. Property tax, land tax, things of this nature. Like, why am I paying for something that I supposedly own? That's the same thing with your car. You may own this car. You may not you may not have a car note. You might own this car. Everything is paid off, but what? You still have to register this car every year, every month. Every time them little stickers run out on your license plates, you have to go pay $30, $40, $50 for new tags. Not to mention the tickets that you get, the parking tickets, the non-insurance tickets, you know what I'm saying? Things of this nature. You know what I'm saying? When if you ask me, parking should be free. Now, I understand like you can't park in certain areas, but just parking on the plain streets, that should be free. Why am I paying for parking right outside of my house? And that's every year. Every year. Not to mention the maintenance on our cars that we have to pay, the oil changes, the new tires, the fluids, you know what I'm saying? These things, everything that I just mentioned is something being subject to payments. Like we have to keep up with these payments, or what? We're gonna lose our car. Our car might break down. They might tow our car some type of way. And then on top of all of that, being subject to payments, once they tow your car, it ain't no telling if they try. You know how them tow companies be. They try to come in real sneakily and fast and get your car. Not even being careful. Now it could mess up something underneath your car, mess up your tire alignment, or whatever the case. Then when you get your car back, it's driving off funny, and you know, and you like, dang man, subject to payments right there. Because at the end of the day, you have to repair that. Until if you try to sue the tow company, that takes money. Like in each and every way, we are subject to payments, man. That's why it amongst many reasons that the white man is the devil that the Bible speak of, just with the car alone. Now, I didn't mention your house. Say you live in an apartment, you know what I'm saying? You know, we obviously got that rent every month. Rent may go up every 2-3 years or every year, depending on where you live at in the complex. You know what I'm saying? I mean, in the city. Just randomly, you ask them, why y'all going up on rent? What amenities do we get? They be like, you don't get no amenities. We just going up, and then they don't really have no explanation on why they going up in rent. You know, some people, that's how they force some people up out of their apartment complex, just by going up on rent constantly. Because when I moved in here, it was $600 for the rent. I've been here 4 or 5 years. It's $800 for a 1 bedroom. Like, how? I didn't get no guaranteed parking space. Ain't no electricity included in here. Ain't no AC included. It's still the same from when I moved in here. So why am I paying extra for this same 1 bedroom apartment? Like, subject to payments. Now, I mentioned 2 things: your house and your car. Not even furthermore, if you got kids in the house, you know, And again, it depends on how you raise the kids up. Maybe they, I want kids, you know what I'm saying? They see something, I want it. I need it on my desk now, right? They come asking you for stuff. Mama, can I? Mama, can I? Mama, can I? You know what I'm saying? Or pops, can I? Pops, can I? Pops, can I? Or something like that. You know what I'm saying? They a whole let me see. What label am I gonna put on the kids? They can be a bill. Kids can be a bill. Not to mention, again, like everything that I'm saying is subject, how you are subject to payments. Kids subject to payments. Your car subject to payments. Your house subject to payments, right? And then all the stuff in between, like new clothes, subject to payments. The women in their hairdos and their nails and they what else? Subject to payments. The men and the young men with the video games, again, every other year or every day or whatever the case may be, every week, every month, need a new game. Some new VC come out, so a new DLC come out that costs even more. Right. Shout out to your eyes room, my rib in the building. They are a bill though, for sure. But that's all up to the parents though. If you want to, have them working at a young age, like I was just saying, subject to payments. But then it's tricky with that too, because once they start making their own money, then they start saying, well, I can buy whatever I want. Well, not under this roof, you can't. Right? And since you're making your own money, don't be asking me for no money. I buy you what I want to buy you, and you buy whatever I say you can buy, and you don't buy what I say you don't buy, right? Or you save your money if I say save your money. Like it's a whole dynamic with that, with kids and making money, because they start getting big-headed. You know what I'm saying? They start I don't want to say feeling themselves. They start getting that first taste of I want to say independence. You know what I'm saying? But that's where the responsibility come in there. You have to save your money to be able to afford this, or put some money away for a rainy day, or you know what I'm saying? If not, you know what I'm saying, you ain't gonna be able to make no money every day. Every day ain't no fast day when it comes to money. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you ain't got no regular 9 to 5. Right? Yeah, so where I was last at, I said cars, I said homes, I said children in the homes. Then I said the men and women in the homes. Like we sometimes subject to payments just on the things that we want to do. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we want to go skating or bowling or something. It's just a minor thing, you know what I'm saying, to get away from all the things that we have to do. This is the things that we want to do versus the things that we have to do. Now, the things that we want to do, sometimes we can't afford it all the time because of the things that we have to do. That's just, again, why this class is called subject to payments, because the things that we have to do are like 90% of the money that we make is things that we have to do. We have to pay these things so we can keep a roof over our head, or keep a car in the driveway, or you know what I'm saying? We buy, I found this little place for the DVDs for cheap, but that's just a small part of entertainment. Some of us, we want the internet. The internet ain't cheap. I remember when the internet first came out, it was at least 30-40 bucks a month. Some of these internet packages now is $50, $60, $70 a month just for Wi-Fi, not even including the cable and all of that. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing that we are subject to payment for. If you want to be entertained in the internet, and I forgot to mention, you know what I'm saying, the phone bill. If you gotta, they come out with a new iPhone every year or two. And us, Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, we have to jump on the latest iPhone, or we have to jump on the latest technology phone. You know what I'm saying? Or we have to do this and do that. But those bills ain't cheap. I think personally, I got the cheapest plan that's out there, which is $54. That's the cheapest plan out there. You know, back when we was little, $54, you know, cable was $30. And then, you know, used to get free nights and weekends. I don't know how long it's been since you heard that, free nights and weekends, but you know, it was that. I gotta ask my moms and stuff like that, and just the older generation on how, because I ain't never seen a phone bill. Like a landline phone bill, I've never seen one of those personally. I've never had to open it and say, dang, my phone bill this month or whatever the case. It's a set price for us nowadays per month, right? But back in the day, you know, it varied from, I don't know if it's varied from how much you use the phone or whatever the case, but that's another thing how we are subject to payments. The phone bill, the Wi-Fi bill to keep you entertained. I already said the food bill budget with, you know what I'm saying? So that's just the amenities that's in the house, not including the people and the things that the people that's in the house want to do. Some of us, we like to go to the gym. Now, I had a gym membership that was $89 for the whole family, but the whole family wasn't going to the gym. That kind of it, it kind of I don't want to say it kind of contradicted it, but you know, most of us wanted to go to the gym, but that's a subject to payment as well. Because again, I hate to keep saying back in the day, but I'm gonna say it again. Back in the day, for the YMCA, kids was free to get in, free memberships for kids. Now I can understand the adults, you know what I'm saying, paying, and even then, the adults had to pay what, $15 a month, or 15 to 20 to $25 a month. Now it's 89 bucks for the family. Now that's more than 25 per adult. That's 25 for the adults, 50. 15, what, that's 65. I say 12 per kid. 12 per kid. And 25 per adult, right? That's about right. Well, wait, hold on. No, even more, because 25 adult, that's 50. 15 plus 15 per kid, that's 30. Now that's 80 bucks right there. So you might have to go up on that a little bit, maybe 18 per kid, maybe somewhere in there, right? 18.5. I'm not good with math, but you know, back in our days, you know, but then again, most of us back in our days, we was outside. We didn't need to go in the gym, except during wintertime. That's the only time that you'll catch us in a community center, gym, YMCA, Boys and Girls Club, something like that. Other than that, we was outside. But the kids nowadays, and again, I want to bring this up too, because I seen this earlier, and this might be getting off the subject of subject to payments. But oh yeah, before I even get into that though, the schools that your kids go to, you know, they have field trips and things of this nature. Those are subject to payments. Everything that we do as people, we are subject to payments. I already mentioned the car. I already mentioned the house, the kids, the adults, the gym memberships. Now we on to the schools. The schools are, you know, subject to payments. We have to pay for and not even public schools. You know, that's the public school is the lowest minimum payment stuff. What if your kid go to like a private school or a uniform school that you have to actually pay a decent penny to have them go to there? You know what I'm saying? That's even more subject to payments. Everything that we do, we are subject to payments. We wake up, we can't even have a free day without thinking about a bill or thinking about something that we behind on. We risk certain things just to have a day off of working. Like if we and that goes for the majority of us. Like sometimes, you know, when I be at these little places like because I be doing DoorDash stuff like that. But when I be at these little places and I see like homeless people come in there and you can tell that they want to ask you for like a slot up some money or something like that. But they just don't. But sometimes that hurt me, especially when it's my people. You know what I'm saying? And I always say, well, if the Lord made them this way, but when the Lord, I don't know how I think. Sometimes I think it's a test, and then you gotta have to be able to see, because some of these people that's asking for change outside these stores and inside these stores, they just gonna buy drugs with it. So if it's like this, how I look at it, if they like inside or around like a food place, then they're trying to get some food. So you have to distinguish it. Like, well, what is you trying to get? You know, well, you just trying to have some money, or is you just trying to get some food? Because I can get you this food, and then you'll be all good for right now. Or do you just want the money for later on when I drive off? You go right around the corner to the Connect and buy some drugs with it. You know what I'm saying? I don't like that type of stuff. I don't like giving, you know, that's why I be so skeptical on giving, you know, these people that be begging for change outside. I'd be skeptical, because if they just like in the middle of the intersection, it's like, bro. And then again, I seen some people that fake this. I seen some white people fake being homeless. Because I used to work with the parks, right? I'm gonna tell you this story, then I'm gonna move on. I used to work with the parks. It was around Capitol Street, like 76 and Capitol, at that Checkers. No, by that KFC that was right there, right? So I'm driving past. Let's see people, some so-called homeless people right there asking for change. You know, a couple people give it to them, but so I drive off a little bit. Now, every time, like, because I got to do routes around, go to different parks and do the route, like do it in a circle. So I always see them throughout the day, right? One day I see them, I'll do a circle. I go to the park, dump off some trash, whatever. I'm driving back down, what's that, Appleton? I'm driving back down Appleton. I see the same homeless people that be on Capitol or by right there by the UFC, go inside a house with, like, they at the door with a lock and key. I'm like, man, see, this is why I don't be trusting that, because like I said, you gotta have that eye to weed them out, because some of these people really do need the help, or really do need some food out here. You know, maybe they was just kicked out, or maybe they just lost their house, or you know what I'm saying? People do be going through the struggle, but then people do be trying to get over on you. Like they got the whole look now. Okay, they got the whole look down. You know what I'm saying? They got the clothes looking dirty. You know what I'm saying? The dirty hands, the cup with the change in it. You know what I'm saying? But then they go around that corner and go right in the house. Like, man, I just made $70 from begging. You ain't doing nothing but begging all day. 7 hours. If they can just get $10 from 7 hours, that's $70 of 7 hours of begging for $70. Ain't did nothing. They just conned a whole lot of people. Not to mention some of these people that set up to do it's a real con out here. When some of these people, like, I don't want to say immigrants, but they be like yeah, they be of Hispanic descent. They be trying to get over too. They have this sign that says, well, my daughter just died, or something like that. And it'll be several of them, like at least 4 of them on each corner. Y'all look this up. It's on YouTube. It's called I think it's called homeless scams, or homeless people scams, or I think it's called my daughter died scam, or something like that, right? Where it's like 4 of them have the same sign. My daughter died. You know what I'm saying? We just need some money to pay for her funeral, right? But it ended up being a whole operation. All of them get in the same car and zoom off somewhere and do the same thing the next day, but in a different area. Then do the same thing the next day, but in a different area. Come to find out, They don't even have a daughter that died. They just scamming people, you know, because people, especially my people, Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, we are sympathetic. We are passionate, you know, and empathetic, sympathetic, empathetic, and passionate, right? When we see somebody going through it, we automatically put ourselves in their shoes. Like, what if I was like that, right? What if, you know what I'm saying? So we go right into help mode. How can we help these people? Boom, give them this change. Boom, it's just a little change. Boom. But I don't want to be scammed in no way. I would rather get to the bottom of it, right? That's why you just have to have an eye for that type of stuff, though. But again, that's a form of subject to payments too, because you see these people everywhere. They be on the interstate, like entering a freeway on the interstate, downtown, in the hood, busy streets, every corner, restaurants, fast food joints. You know what I'm saying? You just have to have an eye to weed it out. Is they buying this? I mean, do they need money for food? Because if you, some of them, they tell you straight up, man, I'm just trying to get some drugs, or man, I'm just trying to get some food. Well, then the ones that just trying to get some food, that's the ones who you help. Well, come on in, bro. I'll get you something off the dollar menu. I'll get you a burger or something, burger and fries, drink. You good, right? The ones that you don't get the money to for drugs, they'll say some smart remarks when you don't give it to them, because they've been out there trying to get that fix all day when they could just go on. They really, the drugs be clouding their mind, because if you homeless, the last thing you should be worried about is drugs, bro. You should be worrying about trying to get in rehab or go to the homeless shelter. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that, right? But let's move on, you know, because again, this class is called Subject to Payments. And I'm going to get that scripture in a little bit, but I just wanted to elaborate and say some examples on how we are subject to payments. Even with a car, right? Let's go back to the car thing. Just getting gas every other day, subject to payments, right? Just getting gas, just the most basic thing about a car, putting some gas in there, subject to payments, right? Like I said, parking. Like, why do we have to pay for parking? That's how they getting over extra on there, right? And then again, like, not, let's move on too. Let's dig a little deeper into the government and how they make us subject to payments, right? Our IDs be expiring every 5 years or so, or 4 years or 3 years, right? I'm the same person. Why do I have to renew my ID though? Subject to payments. Facts, man. Subject to payments on my ID. Right? What else? Like, it's just crazy out here how my people, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, haven't woken up to this system that we fell victim to so many years ago. I always say this: if enough of us just stop participating in this thing called America, it can cripple the spell that they got on us, the working spell, the subject to payment spell. You know what I'm saying? Because we shouldn't be paying for no parking on the streets, bro. I live directly right here, right in back of me. I live right here. You mean I have to pay for this parking on the street that I live on? And if I don't, I could wake up to my car being towed, and then I have to pay some extra payments, because you know the tow company getting major dollars too, because it go up daily. When your car get towed and it go in that tow lot, you didn't ask them to tow it, but they did it anyway. And once they put it on that lot, it go up $25 a day. Now, who got that? Who got that money when they living paycheck to paycheck, or living day by day with the money that they get? Who got $25 a day on top of the $200 and whatever dollars to get the car out? If you don't pay that next day the $220 something or whatever the case, it go up $25. Say you get paid on Friday and your car got towed on Monday. That's 25 Tuesday, 25 Wednesday, 25 Thursday. And they might even count 25 Friday. So that's $100 extra on top of the $230 that you already had to pay. That's $330 to get your car out the tow lot. Subject to payments, man. Who thought of this tow? The tow stuff is of the devil, right? Who thought of that, man? Only a wicked person would think of something like that. I can tow this car, man, and put it on my lot, and they're gonna have to pay $25 a day just for me storing it on the lot against their will. That's genius. Keep getting them out of the money. That's the devil that the Bible speak of, man. Right? Because at the end of the day, man, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians built this country, man. We laid down these railroads that thrive and bring goods from state to state. Right? And even more, we built this infrastructure. Salakia. Right? That one by my house charged $70 a day. Yikes. Nah, that's crazy. Like I said, a mother, two, three, four kids, single mother at that. Or single father, you know. You can't always just put it on a single mother or a single father, right? Who got the money to pay $70 a day? That's crazy, man. Going back to the vehicle again, don't let you not have insurance and you get pulled over somewhere. That's $124 for not having insurance, man. It's crazy. Man, America must be destroyed, man, because it's keeping Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians from prospering in every way because we are subject to payments every day or every 30 days because bills come back around every 30 days. So let's just calculate this real quick. You got your heat bill. We talking about if you live in an apartment, right? Not even a real house. Well, let's take the real house too. Let's take the real house and then we're gonna talk about the apartment, right? You live in the whole house, right? You got water bill, gas bill, heat bill, electric bill, rent, sewage bill. Now, I didn't even know it was a bill called sewage. That's 6 bills that you pay for a house. And you live in paycheck to paycheck. That's keeping you from saving enough money to do anything, right? And that's just the house alone. You got 6 bills within the house. I didn't even say if you got kids or not. We just gonna leave the kids out of it. You just alone. I mean, I don't want to say alone. A single mother or a single person, a single girl, a single woman, or a single man in the house with 6 bills. Not to mention the car bill. Now that's 6 bills for the house, right? Now let's talk about the car bills. You got the registration every year. That's still a bill, subject to payments. You got the oil change every 3 to 6 months. That's a bill. You might as well add that to the bills because that's a bill, right? The gas every 2 to 3 days. That's a bill. Hold on. No, okay. What else with the car? The parking. If you don't got the correct tags on your car, that's a bill. Right? So that's 10 bills that you pay if you live in a whole house, single man, single woman, 10 bills you paying alone that you subject to payments every day. I mean, every 30 days at minimum, because bills roll around every 30 days or so, right? And then not calculate in that you live in paycheck to paycheck or day by day. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, there's so many push-ups, y'all. my shoulders hurt. Like when I be getting in the car, right? And I have to get something off the back seat, this shoulder be hurting like this area, right? But that's 10 bills, right? That you paying alone. How are you gonna have fun? How are you? Oh, I didn't even mention the Wi-Fi bill for the house, the phone bill. These are bills that you paying monthly. It's impossible, man. Don't let you have like a $10 $10 to $15 job an hour. Man, that's not gonna get you nothing but just enough to pay the bills and be broke for a whole month, for months. You pay the bill one time because you get paid. If you're getting paid every 2 weeks, you get paid 2 times a month. One of them checks you going completely on the rent, right? And then the other check's going on the rest of the bills that you're paying every month. Subject to payments, man. Why? Because we are in our captivity. We have to get out, start withdrawing ourselves from America. And I know it's hard because, you got certain people in your life that say, oh, you ain't celebrating this. Oh, you don't celebrate that. But the whole time you looking at them like, oh, you do celebrate this? Oh, you do celebrate that? You know what I'm saying? I was just online arguing with some woman about I think it was divorce or something like that. May have been divorce. Right. And I said something. I said, well, according to the Bible, right, a woman can't get like another man, another male spouse or whatever. She is no such thing as divorce unless the male is deceased, right? That's the only time you can get another man. So I said, well, what book did y'all? Because everybody who get married, they have a pastor reading sermons out of the Bible. Like, what book did y'all get married on that y'all seen divorce in there? So I'm like, well, the Bible says you can't get divorced, but America says you can get married and divorced as many times as you want, right? So who should we listen to? The Bible or America? That one question that I asked, she just stopped replying right then. It's no argument after that. Because really, what book did you get married on? Everybody that get married, they get a pastor to read scriptures out of the Bible. Like, if you don't believe in this thing that you get married on, then the marriage is doomed from the start. Like, you're just getting married to say you got married at this point. Right? Let's move on, man, to subject of payments. Subject to payments, right? We're going to talk about the school, the thing that I just heard recently about the schools and some that I never paid attention to when I went into public schools, right? But let's just read it real. I mean, let's just read subject to payments. I think it's in Barak, in the Apocrypha, right? Let's see. Barak. Gonna get this out there, Apocrypha. Barak. I know it look like it say Baruch, right? We be putting our own slang on it. Baruch chapter, but it's Barak, right? Not like Obama. He's an African. Chapter 3, verse 8. Baruch. Barak, chapter 3, verse 8. 3, verse 8. Okay. Stand up for your rights. Ooh, snap. What do they put in there? All right. So I'm about to get this scripture what this class is called, that is subject to payments, right? Why are we subject to payments, right? It's all in Barak. Now, I know stand up for your rights. I know it looked like it says Baruch, Baruch. It's in the Apocrypha, right? But it's pronounced Barak. Barak chapter 3, verse 8. Now, this is the subject matter of the class, subject to payments, right? And it's going to break down why we are subject to payments. This is the book of Barak, chapter 3, verse 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity. We are still in our captivity till this day, right? We, still getting arrested unjustly, unalived unjustly. I just seen a video where a man he put his hands up around his head like this. Police officer tried to tase him. The taser didn't work. He ran up and kicked him in the back. Why does that warrant a kick in the back? Why? My question always be, why do you have to take me down? Like, why do I have to hit the ground? My hands are up. My hands are here, right? My hands are here above my head like this. You can one hand, boom. Why do you have to take me to the ground? Furthermore, why do you have to tase me? They just be itching to use the training that they so-called have in these police academies, which that ain't training. That's some complete offensive. Because if they didn't have the badges, right? If it wasn't no consequences on fighting back against the police, you think they'd be that harsh on people? No, they will treat people with the respect that they deserve. But since they got these badges, and since it's laws against I guess fighting back, or you know what I'm saying, against the police, we don't want no extra charges. So we here with it, and we still get done dirty. That's because we still in our captivity. We have to realize that this America is not made for us to thrive in, right? That's why we have to, and that's the second scripture I'm gonna get to. Learn not the way of the heathen, right? Because it never benefits us learning the way of the heathen. And you can ask Diddy, you can ask R. Kelly, you can ask, I don't know if you can ask them because they so-called in jail. You can ask who else? Who else, man? Many others. And you know what I'm saying? There's so many examples, right? But the reason why they do us so harshly, the reason why they do extra, they go the extra mile to, like I said, slam us on the ground, put their knee in our back, put their knee on our necks. You know what I'm saying? All that because we are still in our captivity. People may think they free. We think we free, right? Because we can go to a restaurant that's within the city. Let you try to go to a so-called restaurant in the outskirts of Alabama somewhere, or in some of these sundown towns in Kentucky or Louisville, right? They gonna look at you like the movie Life. How about I turn you in a nigga pie? And y'all think that that's not out there, but it's absolutely true. In some of these cities, southern cities, outskirts of northern cities, it's a thing called sundown towns, meaning your black ass better not be caught outside alone in these sundown towns, because they got what you call those clans, many clans that come searching for black people in these sundown towns, and you're around here, you liable to be unalived, beat to death, strung up. You know, they still finding blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians hung in these certain parts of town. Nobody know what happened. All of a sudden, somebody hanging from the tree the next morning, and you be like, "That's still going on?" Yes. Why though? Because we are yet still in our captivity. Let's read on, man. Well, let me start over. This is the book of Baruch, chapter 3, verse 8 in the Apocrypha. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse. We are still under captivity, and the curses are still on us. You ever seen, and this goes to some of the mothers out there, right? Some of the mothers, right? Before y'all were mothers, or before y'all had kids of your own, right? Y'all seen a household where it had a father in there and a mother in there, but the father took discipline to a whole nother level. Like, he just completely destroyed the kid for something that they did, right? And you in your head thinking, well, you ain't have to do all that to him. You ain't got to do all that to him, right? But the father, like, yes, I did. I had to do that, because how else is he going to learn? He's just trying this and trying me and trying this and trying me. I got to put the hammer down so bad on him that he know not to do this ever again, right? That's how the Lord is treating us. And the only reason why the father did that to that son is because the father loved that son. He don't want to see him get out of line with somebody outside of this house, because people don't have the same respect as the people that's within your household. You know what I'm saying? Of course, we let the certain people that's in our household, we let certain things slide. We let this slide, we let that slide. But the person that's outside of this household, that don't got no discipline, no training, no parents that's in the household, gonna do something way worse to that kid. And you're gonna be like, well, what did he do? He didn't have to do all that, right? That's how the Lord is treating us. Because the Lord loves us, we are yet still in our captivity. Why? Because we want to do, our women, they want to be strong and independent and masculine, yelling at niggas, and the men want to be feminine, and I take your girl and I do your girl. Men want to have fingernail polish and act like women, wearing wigs and such, right? The Lord looks at all of that as disgust, bro. I don't mean to say bro, Salakia to the men above me. The Lord look at all of that as disgusting. Like, he's watching his people deliberately take the blessings that he given them and try to give them right back. That's the thing about abortion as well. Like, when a woman gets pregnant, that's a blessing from the Lord. But now they got American women thinking having an abortion is freedom. It's some kind of freedom. No, that's a spit in the face to the Lord. And America is going to condone it, because America doesn't like the Lord anyway. That's why they're having men trying to be women and having women trying to be men. He's trying to flip it to the reverse angle, right? Because America don't like the Lord, but the Lord loves his people. That's why he sends like men like me and the ISUPK. We trying to set it back straight, where you a man, be tough. You know what I'm saying? Discipline them kids with an iron fist, bro. Because I know y'all seen these videos of gentle parenting, and then when they yell at them, then they start doing right. Like, that's the thing. Men, you can't do no gentle parenting. That's out the question, bro. Like I said, that's how the Lord is doing us, because he loves us. He wants us to be how he made us. Men masculine, women feminine. But when he looks down and see that everybody, well, I don't want to say everybody, the majority of his people in America is down with the LGBTQ and down with the strong independent women thing and down with the women being whores and down with the men being women. Now, when he see that, he be shaking his head. You know that SMH, he be like, man, what am I gonna do? Well, he know what he gonna do, but I'm just saying that's the expression of it. Man, what am I gonna do with these people, man? Like they're not listening to the priests and prophets that put the videos out. We go out and camp, we do debates. Like then he see most of his people not listening. He like that's the thing about the 2/3. 2/3 of us, we have to be destroyed, man. It just is what it is. Because it's a thing, it's a thing in here, and it is in this Bible where he calls us stiff-necked and rebellious. And that's like the core of our people right now. If you see a woman, right? If you see a woman as a man, she got her booty out, right? Lace see-through stuff. And you be like, man, cover it up. That's all you got. That's we always saying is cover that up. That should be for your husband. She gonna look at me like, I can do what I want to do. We didn't say you couldn't do what you want to do. We trying to preserve you for the man that you possibly should deserve. But once you got it all hanging out, everybody already seen it. Now you looked at it as even if you ain't, you looked at it as a whore, a Jezebel, a prostitute. Even if you ain't, you dress like them. And speaking of prostitutes and whores, y'all look up the reason, look up the reason heels and stilettos was created. Y'all just look that reason up. I wish I can do what Among Bar was doing last week in class and do all them tabs up there. I don't know how to, I'm not computer savvy, but I will put it up there for y'all to see if I was. Look up the reason why stilettos was created and long eyelashes. They talking about a fashion statement. No, if you create some, wait, let me see how I could put this. If you create something for a bad purpose, or if you create something for a negative purpose, it's no way in the future that it can become positive. That's just like the so-called holidays. They created it on negative and bad intentions like bloodshed and all that. But fast forward to today, what do most of our people say why they celebrating these holidays? Oh, it's because of the family. We just want the family to come together. Like family, it's many other days that the family can come together. You want to come together on this specific day, but then America magnifies it by having it be like you off on this day at your slave, by having you know what I'm saying? Stores and stuff closed on this day, Christmas Eve, Thanksgiving, the food stores closed, and they trying to make you eat these turkeys, bro. Like America is not here for you to thrive, man. Let me say that again. Let me finish this though real quick. Let me start over, then I'm gonna go through it. This is the book of Baruch, chapter 3, verse 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for reproach and the curse. We are under captivity, and we are still under the curse because we can't get on the same page of not being a part of America. America wants us a part of it because that's bringing us further and further away from the Most High, right? Being a part of America, right? And to be subject to payment. It's the name of this class, subject to payments, right? And to be subject to payments according to all the iniquities of our fathers. That right there. You know how you be like when you see us, right? We at camp on Sabbath day or Friday or Sabbath day, right? and we be like, the white man is the devil, this and that, you know what I'm saying, because of the sins that you committed against Jacob, right? And then you got some young white people say, well, I didn't personally have no slaves. I didn't own no slaves. I would never. We love black people. I got a lot of black friends, right? Which is like an insult, right? Because we know when you say you got a lot of black friends, you're just trying to save face right there. Behind closed doors, you probably be saying nigga with the hard ER, right? And the shame on you people out there for letting them white people say nigga in front of y'all too. I'm gonna just say that for the record, man. Right? But it says, and to be subject to payment according to all the iniquities of our fathers, right? So where was I? Yeah, when they be like, yeah, I didn't have no slaves. I personally didn't have any slaves. But you see how it says for the iniquities of our fathers? Some of us didn't do half of the stuff that our fathers did, our forefathers, our ancestors, rather, right? We didn't do half of the iniquities that they did, but we are still receiving the punishments. That's how it should be for the so-called white man, the Esau. When they say, I didn't have no slaves, but your father's fathers did. So you got to pay for that, because why? They not alive no more. They've been dead and gone. So you got to pay for the sins of your fathers. That's also in here too, in the Bible. Right? But that's why we paying for it to this day. The things that, and it was a slap in the face to the Lord back in the old days, because, you know, even back further when the Lord was alive, or when the Lord was walking the earth at the time, he's literally telling you not to do this. You don't do this. We can't do this. Let them do that. We literally said the same thing we saying today. Well, we all human. The Lord said, oh my goodness. I'm pretty sure he looked at the Most High like, these are people you wanted me to say. Salakia should have been above me for making that remark, but that's something that I would say. If I'm telling you literally, you don't do this, or it's going to be a curse upon you for generations to come, and you proceed to literally do the thing that I said don't do, I'm going to be looking like, man, this motherfucker, he/she, they do not listen. Stiff-necked and rebellious for what? Because you want to show your tail to every male. You want the attention of every male. You want to go sleep with everybody, even if it's not your wife. You want to dress like a woman. You want to celebrate holidays. Things, the holidays that your brothers and sisters were slain upon these days that they created. We was in captivity when most of these days were created, and you want to celebrate it? Like, oh, looking at you like, man, you is not trustworthy, and why would I even want to save you? Because you're not listening to something that you don't believe me or something. You don't believe me. That's how I'll be looking at it. So if I'm looking at it that way, imagine how the Lord is looking at it. When he told us we can do this, this, and this, we can eat this, this, and this, but don't eat this, 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 and this, and don't do these things over here. We looked at the things that we can do and looked at the things that we can't do, looked at the Lord and said, man, I can do whatever I want to do. And the Lord said, oh my goodness. These are the people I'm supposed to, you know what I'm saying? It's embarrassing, man. Because we still didn't learn that lesson to this day. Like, we want to have them, we still want to have, and when I say we, I don't mean us in the ISUPK, right? I mean the people outside of here, because we know the truth in here. But we still want to, have the interracial marriages. We still want to have the interracial babies. It's still a gender war right now on The internet is men versus women. You got a men podcast that talk about women all day. You got a women's podcast that talk about men all day. Where is our ground that we supposed to come together on? That's a real question. Where is the middle ground that we supposed to come together on? Because as a man, right, you it's I laugh because it's so embarrassing that, man, as a man, you want to wear a wig, a dress, tight clothes, bro, like nails, uh, makeup and fingernail polish and all this stuff, right? You supposed to be a male, right? And you supposed to protect these women. When you trying to be a woman, that's the same thing for the women though. You want to talk loud to a man like you can just whoop a man somehow. You want to what else? Be a boss babe, right? You don't need a man, right? You what else? Like it's so much of a gender reverse that it's ridiculous. The women is hard now. In the raps, women's are big bloods and big crips, right? Gang banging women. I never thought I'd see the day, man. I'm laughing at it because man, it's so embarrassing, man. And then sometimes my lady be looking at me like, you just don't like no music. No, I don't like these women bashing these men. I don't even listen to men bashing the women. So why would I want to listen to that type of music? I got a bass music ear, if that makes sense. Like I listen to all kind of stuff that you wouldn't even think, right? Except that rock and roll, Metallica, all that. I don't listen to none of that. Maybe one song, maybe. But when it comes to the gender bashing, the women bashing the men bashing, I hate those type of musics. And the women cheating with the men and the men cheating, I do not like that. Because at the end of the day, man, if you know about music, and the only reason I know about this stuff because once upon a time I wanted to be a part of the industry, so I wanted to make the music and be famous and do all that, right? But once I started doing research and on frequencies and how things get in your brain subconsciously, and also when I was, how I'm older now, but once I look back on in my teenage years and the music that they was pumping to us was a lot of sex music and a lot of promoting the little girls to be fast music too. With the my neck, my back, the Kaya raps and the Trina raps and the Lil Kim raps. But you did have, but this the thing too. You see how all those rappers that I named, the Lil Kim raps, the Trina raps, the Kaya raps, the what else? The Foxy Browns of the industries, right? You did have a Missy Elliott in there. Missy Elliott didn't talk about shake and tail, or she wasn't posing on the front of her album with her legs cocked open, or she wasn't talking about being a hoe. She was being creative. Like her music videos was creative. Her music was it make you want to dance, right? It didn't get in your ear subconsciously and make you want to actually carry out the actions that the music is saying. But other rap stars like the Kayas and they made the young women in our generation look at being promiscuous as okay, I guess. Right? And along with the the men raps too, they made young men want to be pimps, and I take your girl and what I'm saying, give her right back, which is total nasty work. Well, if you ever have relations with my girl, you can keep her because it's never going to be. I'm never going in there again. She is now yours, right? But when I was a kid, I don't look at it like that. Your whole mindset changed from a kid to when you about 25 to then when you turn like 30. It changed those, like from 15 to about 20 to 25 to 30. Your mindset changed within those years. But forget about all that. Let me get back to this. I can't never get through the scripture fully without breaking something else down. Salaki. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Right, where was I? Oh yeah, it says, and to be subject to payments according to all the iniquities of our fathers. Like I said, we in the ISUPK, we are breaking those generational curses that our forefathers did. Whether it was drugs, whether it was adultery, whether it was eating unclean foods, celebrating holidays, a lot of things, we are breaking them generational curses just by coming back to the Bible and doing and observing and doing the things that we've learned in the Bible. Now, you can't find this in the Christian church. In the Christian church, they're about to celebrate Thanksgiving this Thursday. They about to have a complete feast in the church with homosexuals and lesbians and everything, right? You ain't gonna find that righteousness in the church, right? But like I said again, coming up, we wasn't looking at it like that because the pastor didn't never break down nothing. It was just a feel good organ playing, piano, drum, field concert, basically, right? That's what it was in the Christian church. But in the ISUPK, we actually observe and do all these commandments, man, because it's the only way that's gonna get us out of captivity and make other people see that we are really supposed to be this way instead of that way, right? And he said again, it's like it, and to be subject to payments, right? According to all the iniquities of our fathers did this, did the going against the Bible and going against, the word. That's why we paying for it today, right? Again, and then it says, which departed from the Lord. Like I said, and I knew, and I said that way before I even finished the verse. Our forefathers left away from this Bible. Even if you read the if you read the part in the Bible where Moses, led our people out of Egypt, when he split the Red Sea, right? And we got on the other side, and the Lord destroyed the Egyptian army. Some of us, we wanted to go back to Egypt. Believe it or not, some of us wanted to go back to Egypt. We became complaining, nagging, stiff-necked, rebellious, whiny, just irritated people to the people who wanted to get out of there. Why? Because over here in Egypt, we had a set schedule. We was eating every day. We worship false gods. We're slaves, obviously. Got whipped on across our backs. Basically jail, right? Labor for minimum pay. All of this, right? When Moses let us out to our own, to the ways that we supposed to the ways that we supposed to be, our people didn't like that. Why? Because we didn't have a set place every day to eat. We didn't have we was living in the wilderness, and we was about to get out of the wilderness. We just living through the wilderness for now. It's a thing called for now. And we have to, and then that's where the scripture comes in, endure to the end. We had to endure into the end, but some of us, we didn't want to endure. They start building false idols and false statues, worshiping it. When Moses looking at it like, we just left away from that. You think the Lord parted the sea for us to escape, for us to do that over here? No, we have to follow the law, statutes, and commandments over here. That's why he allowed us to get away from all them statue building, all of that nonsense over here to escape over here. Now you still want to build the false idols, the false statues. You still want to celebrate these birthdays. Believe it or not, birthdays go back far away, if you didn't know. And it always been a sin to celebrate your birthday, if you didn't know. Right? Y'all have to look these things up, man. Y'all can't, just like I'm telling you this, y'all can't just believe me. Y'all have to go look it up. And then come back and tell me if I was right or wrong. Then we can have that dialogue, right? That dialogue. But yeah, like I said, man, even when we got out of Egypt, a majority of our people, we wanted to go back because we had food set every day. We had idols and things to worship. We thought life was good over here because we didn't know that we were slaves. We, like I said, some of us was born into that type of life. We didn't know that we were slaves until Moses led us out of there. Now we really have to do some scrambling. We really have to start working now, right? We really have to start making our own crops and fields in the wilderness, right? But you like it is today. Our people do not want to work at all. We want to sit back and be lazy, right? Even and that's a demon. Being lazy is a demon. Some of our kids got the lazy demon on them. They think they're supposed to be entertained, like they fucking slocky Ramsey the third or something. No, you got to put in work. You have to, like, you name somebody, right? Names anybody that was royal as a child that never had to put in no work to be able to sit back and relax and be entertained. Nobody, but maybe the Egyptian, the Pharaoh, Egyptian Pharaoh and Queen Elizabeth and these type of people. We ain't none of that. We gotta work for what we want to get. You know, we have to put in that work. Of course, it's gonna be times where you have that relaxation time, but that's when you've been putting in the work. You can't just come in and just relax. You ain't put in no work. You can't just come in and expect something. You didn't put in no work. You think this is supposed to be just given to you? You didn't put in no work for this. And sometimes, man, some of the kids that I know, it be puzzling me. Like, you think you just supposed to get this, huh? You don't supposed to earn nothing in life, huh? You supposed to just be able to have this. You're wrong. As a kid, I never thought like that. Even though, I thought of certain things that I should be having, but I never thought that I should just be. I thought I was just all royalty, and I should just be able to sit back and things supposed to be given and brought to me, and water, please, and you know what I'm saying? That type of deal. That's ridiculous. We have to. Even the Bible say, man, work on your salvation. Right? Work on your own salvation. You can't just be saved just because you know you're an Israelite and you following the law, statutes, and commandments. Even the law, statutes, and commandments say actions are weighed. So what action are you putting forth to show the Lord that you worthy of the kingdom of heaven? And that goes for the young men and young women too. We all have to put in our brick. This is like, say, like building a house. If me and my rib is the only ones doing the building, then it's like we building for the kids. We building for Queen Kid and King Kid. No, they have to do work as well. Maybe even a little bit more than us, because they got the energy. We in our 30s and 40s now. 50s. They got the energy to do this work. They just don't want to do this work because they was provided with things to, you know what I'm saying? Provided with things to make it seem like they should be entertained. You should. What work did you do to be entertained, man? Exactly. But let's move on, man. We moving on to Jeremiah 10 and 2. Now, this pertaineth unto the Moses story that I was saying. How some of us still wanted to, Jeremiah 10 and 2, how some of us still wanted to worship false gods and celebrate birthdays, even after the Lord brought us out of Egypt and put us over here to start our life, right? Keep up and you will be kept up. Come on, man. Don't be speaking that Egyptian over here, man. Is that Egyptian? Is your name Egyptian? Satgur Matakur. It's lucky if I ain't pronouncing it right, but man, you just came in here with some Egyptian, bro. Satgur Matakur. Jeremiah 10 and 2. Right? This pertaineth though to what I was talking about with the Egyptians, how we left Egypt and was on our way to following law, statutes, and commandments. But you had some of us like, man, I don't want to do that. We became complainers, irritators, convincers, where we convinced some of our other people too to not follow the law, statutes, and commandments, but want to go back to Egypt, right? And if you look at the land of Egypt right now, just look at the land of Egypt. Like the Geographic Channel shows Egypt a lot. You can go on YouTube and just like have a look at the land of Egypt, right? It's full of sand and it's dry. Do you think that was a place of like a cities that thrived? Because it was. You know why it's not no more though, right? Because the Lord destroyed that place, man. It was wickedness going on. That's how America's gonna look. It's gonna be full of just stuff being destroyed, because this place needs to be destroyed. And y'all should know why that it should need to be destroyed, right? Dead Sea. What? Come on, man. Again, Satgur Matagger. Satgur. Is that Egyptian, bro? Let me know, man. I don't want to get it wrong, man. I want to treat you with the respect, man, because you came in here, you know what I'm saying, and let yourself be known. You could have just came in here and just sat in the background and I said nothing, but you came in, it's Veletic. Bro, I didn't pass the 10th grade, bro. You gotta Vidic. Okay. What's your nationality, bro? What's your nationality, bro? We moving on to Jeremiah 10 and 2. I don't want to get into a personal thing, but I do want to know your nationality. I don't want to get into a personal back and forth with you, but I do want to know your nationality if I could, right? But Jeremiah 10 and 2. This is what I've been talking about as far as well, it's not the whole thing, but this is some of the reasons why we are still under our captivity and under the curses of the Lord, right? This specific thing right here. So this is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 10, verse 2. I'm going to start at 1. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Now, just by saying, O house of Israel, we already know who it's talking to, right? I don't know why I got to put the camera over there somehow, man, because Just by saying, oh, hear this word, hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Now, it often throughout this Bible says, O house of Israel, meaning it's not talking to every person on this earth. It's not talking to every race on this earth. You know, it's talking to the Israelites, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian people. And when I say, come on, man, speak English around here, bro. What's wrong with me? What is that? Speak English. But what I was saying, man, it's getting me angry, man. It says, speak unto the hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. The Israelites, right? Meaning you is special, man. No matter what people say, I know some dark-skinned men, some dark-skinned women, dark-skinned kids that don't like their skin complexion because they dark-skinned. You have to tell them, man, you got the best. Even if you don't think it in your mind, you have to put that confidence in them. Man, you got the best skin tone that it can be. You can survive in every single element without being unalive, without succumbing to the element. Meaning, rain, you can survive in that. Sleet, you can survive in snow. Even though our nose is why we used to the hot climates, we still can survive in the snow, right? Sun. That's the big thing. That's the big thing where you know, you see most of the Esau on the beach, right? But they have a protective coating on them called sunscreen, which we don't need that. We just, that's how you know, that's one of the big reasons that you know that you're the Lord's chosen people. You can survive in all elements without no sunscreen or extra tan lotion, or you know what I'm saying? That's a big thing, because if it get too hot, you can survive. If sunscreen run out, you can survive, right? You have to let these people know, man. And even the Lord skin tone was as dark as you, right? Because it said it was like unto fine brass, as if it was burned in the furnace. So anything you burn, it turns dark black, right? Black, basically, dark skinned, right? You are the Lord's complexion, one of the best complexion that it can be, right? That's just, it's all about giving them that confidence to, you know what I'm saying, not hate themselves, right? It's all about that. But let me say it again, and I'm going to verse 2. This the book of Jeremiah, chapter 10, verse 1. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Verse 2. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen. What's the way of the heathen? 4th of July, Memorial Day, Christmas, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Valentine's Day, Easter. I think I got them all right. Columbus Day. Like, those are the ways of the heathen, man. The heathen made that. Birthdays. You look up birthdays, man. Look at the origin of where birthdays come from. Just type in the origin of a birthday. All right. Those are ways of the heathen. Also, shrimp, crab, and lobster. Let's just break those three down. If you go in a crab shack, and I'll never be in there, you won't see me at no crab shack, right? If you go in the crab shack, they got lobster, shrimp, shrimp, crab, and lobster, like 50 bones, 60, 70 bones. They treating this as a delicacy. They saying this is the top thing that you can have in here. When it's the bottom feeding fish It's the most disgusting fish you can ever eat. But Esau, these other nations, they consider it as a delicacy. That's why it's so high up there in price, and it's so high up there in a hierarchy of foods, right? In our hierarchy of foods, what is it? Lamb, goat. Those are delicacies to us. It's the good stuff. When we know shrimp is the roach of the ocean. I mean, shrimp is the ocean bug. Just like on Earth, you got roaches, you got cockroaches. Would you eat a fried cockroach? I'm talking about with all the seasoning. They just made it look good, everything. Would you eat a fried cockroach? So why are you eating shrimp? When shrimp live on the bottom of the ocean, Dookie don't float, right? Well, obviously our Dookie floats, but well, fish poop, whale dung, shark dung. I never heard of a shark Dookie before. It was slocky, but all that stuff, toxic waste. What else? Pollution. It goes to the bottom, and what cleans the ocean bottom? Shrimp. What eats shrimp? Crab. These are the things that we should have been taught as young people, or we would never have touched it. If our mamas, if our fathers, if our grandmas, if our, older people in our life, if they didn't say eat this shrimp, we would never know what it tastes like. If they didn't say eat these what they call chitlins, we wouldn't know what that stuff is, man. And I laugh because our people are so lost, even the older generation, as far as the foods that we're able to eat and consume, right? So like it says, learn not the way of the heathen. That's the way of the heathen. The heathen told us that you can eat lobster and and crack it open and throw it in the gumbo, and you know what I'm saying? They told us all these things, man. When if we look in here, if we just take some time to look and read in the Bible, then we would know, man. We ain't even supposed to lay our hands on this stuff. It says, let me just read verse 2 again. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven. Now, be not dismayed at the signs of heaven. That means, you know what I'm saying? Don't be looking at a blood moon, yellow moon, worshiping the moon. That's what the Masons do. The Masons worship stars and the crescent moon, and you know what I'm saying? Be not dismayed at that stuff. It's just a moon. That's a different color. That's it. Don't be praying to the moon. You see a shooting star, oh, don't be making no wishes. Like, come on, man. These are things that we should have learned as kids, but it was, it was passed down, wrong information that was passed down. You see a shooting star, you make a wish. You see a full moon, something bad about to happen, or something like that. I forgot what it was. Either half moon or full moon, something bad about to happen. Right? I think the Muslims, they worship the sun and the stars and the moon and things of that nature too as well, right? I don't know. But I know the scriptures say, be not dismayed at the signs of heaven. Man, you see that stuff? It's only to look at. It's just a good sight. Oh, it's the moon today. You take some pictures in front of it. That's it. Don't take it too serious where you praying to the moon, or you making wishes to shooting stars. Be not dismayed, man. Just look at it as, look, it's a full moon. Okay, we going on about what we doing. Or look, it's a red moon. Or look, it's a yellow moon. You know what I'm saying? Just observe it and keep going. You know, you got these secret societies, obviously, that do these sacrifices to these things, worshiping other gods, worshiping, you know what I'm saying? Don't be dismayed at that stuff. Let them have that. Most likely those are heathens that's doing that. Let them do that, because they're gonna be destroyed when when the Lord comes back. Most likely He's gonna use us to do it, because that's what the scriptures say, right? But be not dismayed, the sons of heaven. For the heathen are dismayed at them. Like I said, they gonna worship that moon, those stars. They gonna make certain days Friday the 13th, and like, come on, man. It's just another day, Friday the 13th. It's just another day. You look up the origins on that too. Like, so many things we were lied to as a kid to either scare us or make us have superstitions, make us think of it's good luck and bad luck. Like, it's no such thing as luck. It either is or it ain't. Right? If we were just told these things as a kid, we would have been way better off, right? But let's move on though. Now, what I'm about to read though, it got to do with Christmas, right? And the whole practice of putting a tree in your house, right? Let me read verse 3. For the customs of the people are vain. Now, we have to look up the word vain, because some of us didn't go to school that often. Right? We have to look up the word vain. What does vain mean? And if it don't say the correct definition in Google, because we all know Google be playing with the definitions, right? Let me read this. Salakia, once again, let me get this, because they be playing with these definitions, man. It's right here. And if it ain't here, I'm trying to see it. Y'all know how I like to do it. I like to go into the books for the definitions, because you can't, if it's already in the book, you can't change it. We're looking for the definition of vain. Here we go. 1 second. Valley. We got valley. Hold on. I think I overlooked it. Oh, it just say it just say vanity. Hold on, let's look at what's under van. The Zundervan. Salakia, bear with me, y'all. We looking for the definition of the word vain. Hey. Okay. Come on, y'all. It ain't in the Zondervan either. It says vagabond. Hold on, bear with me, y'all. Bear with me one time. We're looking for the definition of vain, because Google's definition has changed the dang on word. Okay, I guess not then. And I guess we're just gonna read the vanity then, because both of these got vanity. It don't have vain, right? Vanity is the root word. I mean, vain is the root word of vanity. So this the definition of vanity, because it says in Jeremiah chapter 10 verse 3, for the customs of the people are vain, right? And when it says vain, it means emptiness, evanescent, evanescing, worthlessness, futility, unprofit, unprofitableness. But the main thing we looking at is emptiness, right? Emptiness. For the custom of the people are vain. And let's get this one. I'm pretty sure it says, no, I read my stuff. Vanity. Oh, man, I guess not, because in this one, in the illustrated dictionary of the Bible, it just say vain means vanity. And let me see. Okay. Oh, I mean, it's the same thing. Emptiness, worthlessness, of futility. The word occurs about 37 times in the Old Testament, most frequently in Ecclesiastes. The word vanity, as used in the Bible, does not mean conceit or a superior complex, like the modern meaning of the term. When applied to persons, it means emptiness and futility of natural human life. When applied to things, vanity is especially used to describe idols, because there is no spiritual reality to them. Believers are urged to stay away from vain things and to live their lives in the reality of their relationship to Christ. Anything short of God himself, which a person trusts to meet his deepest needs, is vanity. Y'all heard it first here, folks. Right? So when it says the people of the custom of the people are vain, they mean emptiness. And what it say? Come on, man. What it say? Emptiness and what did it say? Emptiness and no spiritual reality. Emptiness and no real spirituality. So it says, for the custom of the people are vain, right? For one cutteth a tree out of the forest. Ain't that what they don't? Ain't that what happened when you driving past, like on the interstate or whatever, or even in the outskirts of your city, you see a whole bunch of Christmas tree, slocky. You see a whole bunch of pine cone trees lined up because they cut them out. It's a lot of technical difficulties, but so you riding down the highway or in the outskirts of your city, and you see a whole bunch of pine cone trees lined up because somebody cut them out of the forest and brought them to this specific area to be sold, right? So it says, for one cutteth out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workmen with an axe. They did it with an axe or either a chainsaw, or you know what I'm saying, either way they did it, it's a vain custom, right? Speaking about the tree of Christmas, right? Verse 4. They deck it with silver and with gold Ain't that's how y'all decorate it? Y'all put the the Christmas balls on their paws. They be silver and gold, red. You know what I'm saying? Right? That's how y'all decorate it. Then y'all put a golden or a silver star at the top, so-called star. They fasten it with nails and with hammers so that it move not. It's like they fasten it with nails and with hammers that it move not, meaning y'all put it in one specific area, right? Y'all use now back in the day they used, you know what I'm saying, the hammering and nails and things of that nature, but they move more towards plastic these days and tighteners, like they tighten it up to the ground so that it move not. That's a vain custom. Verse 5, right? They are upright as the palm tree, but speak not. They must needs be born because they cannot go, but not afraid of them, for they cannot do evil, neither also is it in them to do good. Meaning, like that verse 5, meaning it's just a tree, right? But y'all bring it gifts, and it's like y'all worshiping this tree. Y'all bring it gifts, put gifts up under. It's like a shrine almost, because y'all bring it gifts. Y'all put lights around it, candy on it, chocolate in it, toys on it, toys under it. Like y'all bringing this tree that's not good nor bad, that speaketh not. Y'all doing all this to a tree, which it's a vain custom to do that, man. That's what the book of Jeremiah says, right? That's the way of the heathen. It says, "Thou shalt not." Did it say that? Thus saith the Lord. Learn not the way of the heathen. That's the way of the heathen. Bringing a tree from out of the forest into your home to deck it with gold and silver, to bring presents to it. You be talking to it, reading the stories like it's alive. Like y'all aren't supposed to do that, man. We are a holy people. We supposed to be separate and doing our own thing. And what is our own thing? Following the law, statutes, and commandments of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get back to the things that He promised us, the promises, the covenants. You know, we're trying to honor that. That's what we should be honoring, instead of honoring a tree that moveth not. You know what I'm saying? That's ridiculous, man. That's how that's one of the things that what was that? That's one of the things that how when we left Egypt, that's one of the things, one of the you know how when we left Egypt, you know what I'm saying, from this side to that side, they still was worshiping the golden calf and the Christmas tree, putting presents under the golden calf, bringing it things, decking it with gold and silver. That's how we do the Christmas tree to this day. That's the way of the heathen. We should not be doing the things that the heathen does. Like I said, man, eating the shrimp, crab, and lobster, the pork. You know what I'm saying? You know, they eat what else? Gator and rabbits and anything they can find, basically. We should be in the Levitical law learning what we can and can't eat. If not, we're gonna be subject to payments, man. Like the title says, man. Subject to payments in every which way, whether it be outside, physically, car, house, home, children or spiritually, we subject to payments to the Lord, because if not, all these curses will fall upon us if we don't come back to the law, statutes, and commandments, man. You know? And that's a big thing amongst my people too, man. The birthday thing is hard for us to get rid of. Like, and it's another thing too. Like people would you know, get away from the Bible. You know, they get away from going to church, get away from, you know, being spiritually or going somewhere to hear the word, right? But they won't get away from those birthdays. They won't get away from those holidays. When you've been celebrating your birthday as long as you've been going to church, what's so hard about stop celebrating your birthday? You really only get one birthday. After that, it's over. That's the day you was born, your birthday. After that, like, really, and that's truly the only day that you are allowed to really celebrate, is a day a baby is born. Because the father and mother be so happy. I know the mother be happy that this is over, right? And then the father be happy if I got a son or a daughter, right? Preferably a son. Looking at Slocky. Right? But once you get older and keep celebrating your birthday, it gets more and more out of hand every time you celebrate it, and you get closer and closer to learning the way of the heathen. It is what it is, B. Man, Slovakia, bro. We have to do better, America. When I say America, I don't mean do better, America. I don't mean to say that. I mean do better, Israel. Because America is getting closer and closer to its demise. That's why you see all these. And this year's been distraction after distraction after distraction. Oh yeah, one I wanted to talk about too. One other thing I wanted to mention is these tunnels that they found, and they keep finding, and people just keep coming out and talking about these tunnels under these schools. This is where the kids are coming up missing from most of the time. Tunnels under schools, right? It's more and more people on TikTok talking about tunnels under their school. And me being in school, you know, I went to a couple high schools, you know. It's always been doors and things that you can't get in. When you in the locker room, it's always doors that be locked. Like you just can't walk in them. This ain't no sports door. This ain't the basketball coach's office. It's just doors that you can't get in, and you wondering what this door lead to. Where does this door go? It leads to those underground tunnels, man. For real. Y'all have to be aware of these things, because again, they don't talk about. They mentioned tunnels under Diddy house. They mentioned they found tunnels under the Jewish. Is it a mosque, Jewish mosque, or Jewish synagogue, or I don't know what they call it, but the Jewish church. Tunnels under TD Jakes church. Right? And where are these tunnels leading to, and who is being transported down there? Because every day is more and more missing children out here. So if they ain't if people ain't seeing these kids being abducted in broad day, then where are they being abducted from? That's a question that you have to ask yourself. Also, tunnels in these what you call it? Cause I don't want to say casino, hotels, big hotels. You got big luxurious hotels. There's tunnels below them. Y'all gotta keep a close eye on y'all children out there, man. I pray y'all do, because especially us in Israel, we don't want, you know what I'm saying, our people to suffer. And low key, I don't want to say low key, high key. You know, they found like 38 dead bodies in containers in like a, you know, them big container things that be on boats. They found children and you know what I'm saying, things of that nature. Y'all have to be careful, man, because you messing around, have a missing persons on your hands or a missing child on your hand. They could be getting shipped off to other states, other countries, for you never to be seen, for you never to see them again. You wondering what happened. That's why, man, I be trying to have my I'm gonna say my daughter have my daughter be not so sexualized, because it's grown pervs out here, man, that I have to be aware of. Just being a protector of two women. It's simple as that. They be thinking I be, oh, she a teenager, she can do this, she can do that. And then I'll be looking like, man, I'm a man. I know what young men think about and what old perverts think about. And I've seen older when I was growing up, I've seen older pervs creeping on young women, 15-year-olds. This month about 30, 25, 30. He messing with a 15-year-old. Like, y'all gotta be careful, man. Be very careful on how you allow your daughter to dress, and how you allow what you allow your son to see. You know, and with that, man, this has been the ISUPK coming out of 1 West Harlem, New York, under commanding General Yohana. We are not affiliated with no Israelite group, period. I'm Officer Kananya out of ISUPK Milwaukee. Operation Reservation coming up, man. Send some clothes, man. We got a card up here. If you got some clothes out there that you want to donate, hit up this number right here. Can they see it? Or just go to your Googles and type in ISUPK Milwaukee. You know what I'm saying? Or Facebook, type in ISUPK Milwaukee, or Instagram, ISUPK Milwaukee. Leave your name, your number in the DMs. You know, if you want to donate some clothes, man, we need winter gear, winter provisions, hats, scarves, gloves, little boys, little girls, hats, scarves, gloves, and also grown men, grown women, hats, scarves, gloves, socks. We need everything, man. Thermals, things to keep our people nice and warm during this winter. You know what I'm saying? We taking all donations, though. If you can't just specifically do winter wear, then you know all kinds of clothes are needed around to help clothe our brothers and sisters out there in the Menominee Reservation, right? But you know, hit up ISUPK Milwaukee on all platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. What else we got? I don't know if we got a Patreon yet, but you know, we working on that. Google, if you can't find a number on either one of those platforms, Google. Google is a platform to me because you know they make their own stuff up. It's lucky. But yeah, man. ISUPK Milwaukee. I'm Officer Kanaya, man. Shalom, Israel. The water for tuning in. You heard? Jersey. You heard me? Jersey.